Looks like it's almost done. Oh yeah, there we go. Bloop. Love how it just melts right through the dirt that's in the way. It's just like, nope, insta-mine. It's like, but why nope? Insta-mine. It's like, what do you mean insta-mine? I mean, I instantly mine that block. You know? And there went the subscribe pickaxe. It's fine though. I really don't mind. Fortune is nice. However, Fortune is getting me a lot more expensive pickaxes. You know, if I want Fortune on a pickaxe, I want at least an iron pickaxe, because I want to be able to mine things like emeralds or redstone or gold without needing to worry about, am I using the right pickaxe? I want to be able to just use the pickaxe. And speaking of which, with this new change to the gold, the gold processing, specifically with the addition of the chunks of gold, yeah, it's now a lot less expensive to go mining for iron, because now iron's going to be so plentiful and common that, did you just from the ceiling? How rude. Now iron's going to be so plentiful and common that it's just going to be everywhere, and therefore the iron pickaxe is actually going to very quickly become much more economic as far as the tool of choice goes. And there's also the fact that these slimes can't seem to figure out how to properly spawn on these polished blocks. I think they're spawning on the lanterns, and lanterns are just letting them spawn lower. But then, before they can properly load in, I think they're moving about, and that's getting them stuck underground, basically. Ow. Rude. Oops. Didn't mean to dig a massive pit where I just was trying to do a little bit of tidying up. My bad. Yeah. Iron pickaxes are kind of the way to go at the moment. The reason for that is very simple. Iron pickaxes are able to mine quite a wide variety of things. I don't really know what else to do as I continue excavating my massive monolithic mineshaft. I will need to go through underground in order to provide some semblance of order amongst the chaos, while oh, hold on, found gold behind some emeralds. Things suddenly started getting a little bit interesting. Okay. What was I saying? Something about price per unit or something? Oh yeah. The cost of iron is mostly negligible currently because of the way that iron used to spawn compared to the way iron currently spawns. The difference causing quite the massive rift amongst the value of the resources. I don't know if they adjusted the spawn rates of iron to compensate for the fact that they just basically multiplied the potential iron anyone can receive simply through the virtue of the fortune enchantment. Like, I don't know if they realized that they did that without possibly without the adjustment to drop rates mixed with the adjustment to spawn rates. If you don't adjust the spawn rates when you adjust the drop rates, you kind of end up with a bit of a situation, because now what you have is a very commonly spawning ore suddenly spawning about 3 times as much ore. Now, the reason I think that this is happening is because they're finally getting tired of people just always reverting to building an iron farm. The only real way to counteract all of these people building iron farms for all of their iron needs, because they're going to need about 5 bajillion hoppers for any serious redstone in their base, then yeah, they're gonna end up very quickly realizing that an iron farm is kind of the way to go. Therefore, in order to counteract that, the only real method available is to either add some form of sifting for renewable iron, or, they already have it where you can smelt down the armor from a mob. However, the problem is that they made it so that everything you get out of that is just a nugget. It's like, okay, so you're telling me that out of the almost entire, iron block that was used to make an iron chest plate, out of an entire iron block, all I got back was a single nugget, just one nugget. that sounds a little bit unbalanced to me. Because what it should have gotten back is at least an eighth of the material, which would have been 1 iron ingot, or at least 9 iron nuggets, you know? That way you're not changing the type of loot, you're just changing the quantity. You know, you can adjust the quantity of loot, but you should at least get back an eighth of the material that was invested to create the item in the first place. If you're not getting back an eighth of the material, then you're not really doing too well, because, you know, you're possibly finding yourself struggling against yourself by that point. Okay. It looks like we have ourselves a lovely area where we are able to find ourselves some peace and quiet. Okay. We have gold, we have iron, we have way too much coal in here. Then we want these, which allow us to do that. And for the polished diorite, put away the redstone dust, put away the redstone blocks, withdraw the gold, because I know there's going to be more. Okay, deposit the gold. Now I need to go over here, deposit the gravel, deposit the flint, deposit the polished diorite, deposit the polished granite. Go ahead and deposit the polished andesite for now. Restock the cobblestone in here. Now I can go ahead, deposit the extra cobblestone. I can also deposit the extra dirt. Next one over, yep. And then lastly, I can deposit the extra emeralds. Oops, Okay, this would be a good time to mention that if you enjoy the content of my videos, that it really does help out a lot if you leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. Helps me, helps the channel, tells YouTube that this is the type of stuff you really want to watch more of, which is great because that means that I get more reason to record more stuff and make more videos, and that's kind of awesome. Okay. I now have it to where this entire thing is prepped for just ground floor excavation, basically. Which is where I just go through and just mine out the entire floor section, and then come back through, place the entire floor section in, and then from there it's just kind of a rinse and repeat type of situation. You know, I just keep going from ripping it out to filling it in, to ripping it out to filling it in. It's nothing all that special, really. My D&D session has had my character teamed up, has had the Deep Gnome Wizard, Jack Mist, who goes by the name of Jack Mist, spelled Jakmyst. Jack Mist found himself paired up alongside a rather unpersonable rogue. The forest gnome seemed to have, one could call it difficulty making friends. However, difficulty would be a bit of an understatement. The forest gnome was not very keen on making friends. His personal behavior, his personal motto, usually involved having him stab people first and then ask about nothing later, as asking questions about the person who died had a tendency to get him in trouble, especially if he was the one who killed them. Such matters aside, however, he managed to find himself in the company of Jack Mist, the two traveling together, as though dictated by fate itself. The duo found themselves summoned before one of the local lesser gods in order to perform a task, the likes of which have long since been forgotten due to the many multiple adventures which Jack Mist has had since then, in merely the span of a week. The requests and requirements of the God of Knowledge, which had summoned them previously, have long since been forgotten by the mists of time, as it were. No pun intended. Jack Mist, not too fussed about forgetting to perform the task, as the gods have a way of working things out that usually seems to be very effective for them, and that is they simply get some clerics to do their dirty work. However, in this instance, it would seem that the God of Knowledge was enlisting the help of more of a scholarly intervention, as Jack Mist was quite obviously a wizard, not a cleric. Everything about Jack Mist, from his fancy dress to his scholarly nature, where he seems to always have the answer for any arcane object the group might have located. Jack Mist sometimes might let this get to his head. However, other times Jack Mist finds himself studying various ancient works of arcane nature, which have long since been forgotten to time, or worse, have long since been abandoned by their owners. At which point Jack Mist doesn't mind polishing it up to give it a nice cleaning and possibly even sell it for a nice hefty profit. Working with the Alchemist Guild for the majority of Jack Mist's life, Jack Mist has found himself quite knowledgeable in many reagents, spellcasting components, and various other things that people might utilize in their day-to-day lives. Jack Mist, always being the mindful thinker that he is, has managed to develop quite a keen mind, allowing him to very easily recite recent events, as well as recall any sorts of conversations that he may have had within the past month. The leveling system is independent. However, Jack Mist did not always have a keen mind. When he started, he actually lacked quite the vast quantities of mental fortitude, we can call it, as he found himself definitely not one of the strongest members of his adventuring party, as he and a small ragtag group of adventurers that ultimately didn't end up sticking together ended up going about their business looking for a very possibly dangerous trip through the tavern sewers. The group of adventurers found themselves facing off against something that was very afraid. They tried fighting the very afraid thing, only to find that normal weapons had little effect on it. The party managed to not suffer too greatly at the hands of their assailants, their unexpected guests, I should say. However, one party member did fall victim to the lycanthropic curse. It had turned out that the original werewolf that the party had encountered was still very much alive, as when the group woke up, they found themselves missing one charbroiled werewolf, meaning not only had the werewolf survived, but the werewolf had the opportunity to kill the party members as they slept, and instead chose to just sneak away. Perhaps out of fear of what other lucky shots the party members might find next. Being as there were 3 of them and 1 of him, and a very open campfire, the werewolf decided to not press his luck and slithered away into the night. The party was unaware as they explored the catacombs beneath the tavern that there was, in fact, a werewolf present amongst them. As the party progressed into the depths of the catacombs beneath the tavern, a long since forgotten forlorn ghost had managed to cause the party some strife, as Silver, the rogue that accompanied Jack Mist, had managed to been assisting with the confirmation of the location being secure. Silver was helping clear the various rooms that were possibly dangerous. He was helping them clear the rooms of their danger. Specifically, he was making sure there were no hostile monsters to be found. He was doing very well until he didn't quite see the ghost that was hiding in the rafters of a room. He turned around and said to the cleric, "Room's clear," and then immediately crumpled over, almost dead on the spot, as the ghost managed to almost immediately, instantly kill Silver the rogue, as the fates would have it, though, as chance would have it, the rogue's demise was not to be that day, as he managed to resist any of the more permanent damage which he could have suffered, and instead only suffered a minor setback and a very healthy fear of ghosts. Silver has managed thus far to avoid needing to face off against too many of the spectral foes. However, he still has quite that gnawing sensation about the ghost that got away, despite the fact that they later found that ghost amidst a seemingly cultish ceremony. A group of cultists had managed to set up camp deep beneath the catacombs of the tavern, which stretched a whole 5 floors down, which is quite deep. These were not small rooms. These were vast antechambers which led from one space to another. These were not meager dwellings. The various rooms, each containing their own trials and tribulations, as it were, see how many of them we can get to touch the cactus. Yep. They're just all rubbing up against the cactus. So that's the problem that they have, is they get so many of them that by the time they end up getting to the point where, you know, they might fight back, it's like, oh really? How many of you rubbed up against the cactus? It's like, gosh darn it. Okay. That is a lot of flint. Not a lot of gravel. More polished diorite. More polished andesite. Deposit the polished andesite. Deposit polished diorite. Deposit the polished granite. Withdraw slime, withdraw coal. Coal blocks, check. Slime blocks, check. Ball of slime. Block of blah 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 blah. It's probably better to actually just use regular coal to smelt down this iron, because it's all just going through in short bursts. Meanwhile, this is still going strong for whatever reason. Yeah, level 30. Level 33. Level 35. Level 37. Level 39. Yeah, this is definitely a lot of experience. Level 40. Level 42. Level 43. Okay, now it's starting to slow down. That's one of my evening alarms. It's supposed to soothe me off to sleep listening to the radio. But here I am playing Minecraft instead. Go figure. I believe I need to grab my lapis. And then I need to see what kinds of level 30 enchantments. Unbreaking 3. That's decent. Silk Touch. Darn. Okay, what about this one? Silk Touch. Okay, don't get it. I mean, I don't really like just Silk Touch. That's better. I think I shall grindstone the Silk Touch. And then see what else I'm offered. Unbreaking 2, Fortune 1, Fortune 3. Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 4. Wait, are these identical? They are. Oh my. Okay, well that's definitely getting used. Silk Touch Pickaxe. Well, I got a twin here for it. Let me see. Yeah, the only thing that happens is efficiency 5, which I'm pretty sure is Instamine for stone. However, the thing is, while it's probably Instamine for stone, it's also possibly hold on. Need to grab those, fill those in, and then I need to actually fill those in. Then I need to flip that switch on. Because what that will do is that will allow everything to start draining. And since it's so close to being full, it will drain quite well. I will go ahead and convert the rest of these books into level 30 enchantment books. Fire Aspect 1, Power 3, not bad. Feather Falling Force, Smite, and Riptide. Decent, but nah. Let's see what else we got. I need Lapis. Okay. Now, this should start filling up as though it was normal. Yeah, what the heck. Just take it from here. Boop. And boop. And book. Back 2. Decent. That one might be worth looking into. Oh, right. Okay, let's see what we get for this book. Unbreaking 3. Now, I know some of these ain't all that great. Some of them go on boots. They've both got feather falling 4, but that is kind of where it goes. Fire aspect and power kind of goes with the bow. Unbreaking 3. I could use that to upgrade my bow as well, actually. There. Now I've got a lovely book to upgrade my bow with. Matter of fact, I can do one better. I can craft a new bow. I don't think I have the materials to craft a new bow now that I think about it. I know it's a weapon. Let's see. Here it is. Yeah, I don't have the materials. I don't have string for the bowstring. Kind of embarrassing, but yeah, I don't have the bowstring portion. I can, however, go ahead and enchant the bow. This will upgrade its unbreaking to level 3 and the power to level 4. I could have sworn knockback was a thing on bows. I guess that's the power. Even still, a very effective enchantment for a very, very useful bow that I've had for a very long time. Ah, right. I'd forgotten about that. I was planning on actually enchanting that bow and then just using that one to repair mine. Oh well. It would seem that I have myself a bit of a predicament, as these are not emptying. Okay, very well. The Adventures of Jack Mist and Friends is, of course, a welcome story to many an adventurer's eager ears. What was I grabbing? I was grabbing polished diorite, because I needed about 4 stacks of this stuff, approximately. Yeah, the Tale of Jack Mist is a tale which is savored by many an adventurer. Why am I telling this as though I'm a bard? I thought I was going for the narrative. Okay. Aha. Well, tell, my luck is doing very nicely. Yeah, between the fortune and the efficiency, I'm really, really happy I have this pickaxe. Like, really happy. I just love this pickaxe. Anyways, where was I? Oh, yes. 2 polished diorite, then 1 lantern, then 3 polished diorite, and then 1 lantern, then 2 more polished diorite, hop out of the hole, finish placing in the diorite. Actually, let me just place in all of the diorite now, because honestly, that's just going to speed things along. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I am making very good progress on this base. Much faster than I did the first time around when I was still getting the design down pat, while also trying to build up the roof design, trying to gather enough materials to be able to afford it all. Because I'm not focusing on all of that, I instead am finding myself more flexible in my construction method. Since I do not need to worry about gathering the required materials for the the decoration. I don't need to worry about gathering up everything because I already have it. Oops. Let me go retrieve that. There we go. Doot, doot, doot. Doot, 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 doot. Yeah, one there, one there, one there, one there. I just kind of find it difficult to miss, really. Now I excavate the rest of this. Did not mean to excavate that. Now I can quickly and easily go through, fill in all the gaps here. 'Oops. Yeah, that axe is definitely earning its keep. Oops. $30 iron ore. Jeez. That is insane. And that's not even the full, area that is supposed to be excavated. No. This is just the first layer. Matter of fact, I need to finish excavating this first layer. Switch back to the pickaxe. I need to excavate this roof section, which, as you can tell, goes rather quickly. The reason it goes rather quickly is because of the enchantments on my tools. Let's see. The autumn, or the late autumn air was extremely nippy for Jack Mist as well as Silver. The two had found themselves quite inseparable, based on